E-learning for security professionals, AAB Training, achieved through excellence, health and safety for the private security operative. The Health and Safety at Work Act covers employers, self-employed and employees, part-time employees and trainees, subcontractors and self-employed, anyone who uses the workplace, anyone using equipment, even those on the premises unlawfully, including thieves. The Act also covers visitors and customers to the premises, suppliers, those who control the premises, those affected by the work, users of the end product, and anyone using professional services of an organization. The employer's responsibilities under the Health and Safety Law. The employers must ensure a safe workplace, safe access and egress, training for employees, a written safety policy, safe machinery, plant, and equipment. Under the Health and Safety Law, employees must practice the following: look after the health, safety, and welfare of themselves and others, cooperate with the employer, follow rules and procedures, do not interfere with safety equipment. General health and safety. Safety and the duty of care is the responsibility of the proprietor, staff, and clients. The premises must be constructed to contain fire. In London, these are called technical regulations and are set by the Fire Authority and London boroughs. A full license will not be granted until these requirements have been completed. General health and safety policy includes risk assessments that need to be written if there are more than 5 employees. The policy must state how the company will carry out its duty of care. There are specific instructions by law to security operatives. Take reasonable care of their own health and safety. Ensure their acts or omissions do not adversely affect the health and safety of others. Follow health and safety policies and must be up to date with any revisions, new requirements, or regulations. You must use protective equipment and clothing properly and report any damage found. You must be aware of emergency procedures and ensure that they are followed when necessary. You must practice safe working habits and obey all safety rules. Good practices include identifying the venue's health and safety. Identify the officer or responsible person. Familiarize yourself with the venue's fire procedures. Read and obey all instructions and notices. Check assignments, written instructions. Safe manual handling. Before attempting to lift any load, consider light. The load. Observe the load. Is it necessary to move? Is it too heavy? Is it stable? Does it require handles? The individual. Are you trained? Do you require help? The task. Does the task involve stretching, twisting, or bending? Is machinery available? Environment. Is the floor slippery? Are there stairs or uneven surfaces? When attempting to lift any load, test the weight of the object. Keep your feet apart. Keep your knees bent. Maintain a straight back. The easiest way is not always the safest way. Safe manual handling tips. Move loads only as a last resort. Plan your tasks ahead. Make sure you are aware of the risk assessment before starting. Clear the area of any and all obstacles, ensuring that the doorways are accessible. Use a trolley or mechanical lifting aids where applicable. Maintain your back's natural curves. Place one foot slightly in front of the other with both feet about a shoulder's breadth apart. This provides you with a maximum base of support. HIV and other diseases. Particular care and precaution need to be taken by security officers in relation to the risk of contaminating diseases. Hepatitis. How is it transmitted and does it persist? Hepatitis A and E are transmitted by poor hygiene, eating and drinking infected food and water. It does not persist. Hepatitis B and C are transmitted by the exchange of body fluids and transmission of contaminated blood. They can or often cause chronic infections. Hepatitis D is caused by the exchange of body fluids. It often also causes a chronic infection. Precautions against HIV and other diseases. Be careful searching an infected person. Avoid contact with dirty needles. Avoid contact with blood or other body fluids during physical ejections whilst administering first aid. The difference between a hazard and a risk. A hazard is the potential to cause harm, for example, a slippery floor. A risk is the likeliness of harm occurring, for example, whether a warning sign is displayed. Overcrowding is a very serious hazard in any venue. Always adhere to accommodation limits. Typical risks and hazards. Locked fire exit doors, poorly stacked materials, improper storage of dangerous liquids, blocked access or egress, passages or doors, inadequate lighting. Personal protective equipment. Security officers may require the following personal protective equipment: mobile phone or radio, ear defenders, gloves, personal attack alarm, high-vis vest or jacket, cold weather clothing, a stab vest. Safety signs that you should be familiar with include fire equipment. A red square or rectangle indicates type and location of fire equipment, for example, fire extinguishers. Prohibition. A red cross bar within a circle indicates prohibitive behavior. For example, no smoking. Mandatory. A blue circle indicates a condition that must be obeyed. For example, we must wear gloves. Warning. A yellow triangle. This indicates caution or danger. For example, the floor is slippery when wet. Safe conditions. Green square or rectangle indicates a safe condition. For example, a fire exit. Important notice. We do not recommend that you take up employment without a valid UK first aid certificate and insurance. To summarize, you have an understanding of the Health and Safety Act. You practice good health and safety and are clear on specific instructions for security operatives. You are familiar with the safe manual handle. You understand the precautions to take in regards to HIV, hepatitis, and other infectious diseases. You know the difference between a risk and a hazard and what personal equipment you may need. You understand the meanings of all the standard safety signs. You might be asking, what do I do next? Make sure you get a first aid qualification. Speak to a career advisor today. Watch this video again to make sure that you operate safely and legally. AAB Training. Achieve through excellence.